7 o'clock, so we're going to call the meeting to order. We do have one addition, a request for support for housing not-for-profit from the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce. Is there any other additions this evening? Ask for a motion to approve the agenda as presented with the one addition.
Moved.
Do we have a seconder?
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? The agenda is approved with the one addition. We do not have any gallery presentations this evening, so we will move on to acknowledgements. Just very briefly, I just wanted to wish all of our new and returning students to the Anastasio Nautical Institute a wonderful year, and also all of the kids going back to school. I'm sure they're really excited about starting classes and saying goodbye to the summer. And I just want to make a quick note that September 13th to September 22nd is Welcoming Week for newcomers. And I know we have it on our agenda a little later on under other business, just to talk about just the town typically collaborates with Y-Reach on just having an event at the community park, which I think is always a great thing. And September 30th is National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. And I would ask if council have any acknowledgements they would to offer today. We'll move on then to the council minutes. We have meeting minutes from the public hearing from June 18th, 2024. I'd ask at this time if there are any errors or omissions from that set of meeting minutes. We have a public meeting of council also from June 18th. I would ask if there are any errors or omissions. Hearing none, I would ask if there are any errors or omissions from the special public meeting from June 28th, 2024. Thank you. And lastly, our special public meeting from August 6th, 2024, I'd ask at this time if there's any errors or omissions. Any business arising from any of those 4 sets of minutes that the council would like to discuss?
Just on, through your worship, on August 6th, number 4 on the agenda, there was a recommendation of 2,600 from 2,400 to, I think we were going to talk to.
So we were, that was for the threshold for the.
Yeah,
it's on the agenda. It's on the agenda.
Oh, it's on the agenda, all right, thank you.
That's
Time.
okay, it's good. It's good to, we'll definitely make sure we discuss it a little later on the agenda, unless you'd like to discuss it then, of course.
No, I thought it might be simple if there was a,
Sure.
if the financial director made it.
It belongs in both areas. It is also business arising, so we can certainly deal with it how you wish. You'd rather go?
No, we can wait,
Sure, no problem. Any other business arising? Okay, we don't have any motions from main camera, but we do have correspondence. The correspondence, of course, is for information for council. I would ask if council has any questions that we can forward to any of those 3 parties, if you so wish, for any of the correspondence. And the RCMP review, that can be accessed online as per the letter that was circulated to council if you wanted to check that out. And you can also, like, for example, for the review, we can add that to committee of the whole. There are some items that we did want to discuss, once you have an opportunity to check that out, that web-based review. Okay.
Through you, your worship,
Sure.
to Terry, just with respect to the Canada Community Building Fund, any ideas as to what we might try to make application for that fund?
Through you, your worship.
Sure.
We have reviewed the criteria and what is applicable. We haven't had a detailed discussion on what we can asked to move forward with or consider. That should be coming up at the committee of whole, so the review of what projects we currently have on the stream that could possibly meet the criteria for that fund.
So just as for the letter, it looks like municipal infrastructure related to drinking water, wastewater, public transit, and community energy. So, it would be good to have that conversation in a committee of the whole to
Yep.
see if there's, anything that we could do to take advantage of that funding stream. Any other follow-up questions on the correspondence? We'll move on to proclamations. So the 2024 municipal election advance poll days. Terry, we'll get that over to you.
Yes, Your Worship. We're required by the Municipal Government Act and the Municipal Election Act to identify the advanced polling days. The advanced polling days are typically, they're stated around the traditional paper system. And we would be required to have a resolution. We polled council as to the dates that we thought were the best dates, and unanimously came back with the same dates. So we're just asking to ratify those dates this evening. And so motion for consideration, a resolution for consideration that the town of Hawkesbury hold advanced polls for the 2024 municipal election on Saturday, October 12th, and Tuesday, October 15th. And also what we've included in this is typically our swearing in ceremony occurs on the first Tuesday of November, or the first meeting of November. The council orientation that's put on by NSFM is during that week, is the 3rd and the 4th, I believe. So, which is the date we would typically have our swearing in ceremony. So I'm just asking, we don't have to include that in this motion, but it'd be good to get the swearing in ceremony date so that we're able to move forward with that now.
What is the wishes of council?
I'll move the motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second it.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
Are you, through your worship, are you including the swearing in ceremony? In that motion?
Move for.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Any other questions?
Question.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded? Motion is approved. Anything else on that item, Terry?
No, thank you very much.
Okay, second item under proclamations and resolutions is the illumination of the National Shrine, the Light on Domestic Violence campaign. I believe we've done this in the past, Terry.
Yes, we have.
So you all had the information in your package with regard to the request. Terry, did you want to give us a quick review?
Yeah, so the program, what Marion said, illumination on the National Shine the Light on Domestic Violence campaign. And so municipalities show support for that program by having purple lighting on their building for the month of November. So it would be along with provincial governments and other municipalities. We would, if it's the wish of council to support this program, then the motion for consideration would be that the town of Hawkesbury support the Shine the Light on Domestic Violence campaign in November.
I'll move the motion.
Okay, do we have a seconder?
Second.
Okay, motion on the floor. Any discussion?
Question.
Okay, question has been called. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion is approved. Okay, so we'll move on to other business. First item is council expenses, and I'll get Terry to take us through that item. Thanks, Terry.
Yes, as always, in the public meeting in the month, we review council and the CAO's expenditures in this case, the month of June and July and August. So The summary, expenses summaries have been sent to you, and as we state every meeting, these expense summaries are posted on our website for public viewing. And they're not approved, they're reviewed and then posted. So they go through our review process prior to this. So that's the month of June. So a total of, and I can't see the bottom of that screen. So just give me a second here. Yeah, total expenses for the month of June was $4,953. Really busy July and August. There was no expenses that were reported during that time. So, and typically, the expenses are shown when travel claims come in, and sometimes travel claims come in after the fact. So many times we'll have a claim for August that we don't receive until September, but we'll go back and we'll record claims for the month of August.
Yeah, it was busy, but it was really busy in town, so we didn't
Yes.
go far.
Yes. And those are the
Perfect, thank you, Terry.
travel claims.
Okay, low income tax exemption policy, I think we went too fast for Aaron.
I think it's fairly straightforward. So we started to discuss this item before. So during committee of whole, we discussed raising the threshold for the low income policy rebate. And what staff is suggesting with the advice of council is that we increase income threshold from 24,000 to 27,000. Previous adjustments to income threshold occurred in 2019. So it's been quite some time since we've done this. It would appear that this is going to benefit a number of people in the town, residents of the town of Wilkes-Barre.
Okay, thank you, Terry. That's the wishes of council.
I'll move that the threshold is 27,000.
Okay, do we have a second?
Seconded.
So we have a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion?
Question.
Okay, the question has been called. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion is approved. Anything else on that item? Oh, there it is. No, that's not it.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, just, yeah. Sorry, I'm slow.
There you
this
go,
time.
this is your motion, Huey. Magical. All right,
These are good.
there we go. It was so fast, we just carried the motion. Perfect. Are you still happy with the motion?
It's wonderful. Wonderful.
All right, is there anything else on that item or anything else that folks want to discuss? Okay, we'll move on to the public consultation.
Thank you, Your Worship. So in accordance with the municipal returning officers general information and procedures document with respect to plebiscites, there's a requirement for the clerk to hold a public meeting in connection with the plebiscite. We're looking for dates from that. We would like, because this is provincial design and provincial implementation and a provincial decision at the end of the day, we're asking engineers from Nova Scotia Public Works to be in attendance. So the date that we're looking at is October 3rd for the public information session.
Yeah. October 3rd?
Yes,
What
it's
time?
a Thursday.
What time?
It's in the evening.
It's in the evening. We haven't settled on the time, but the date would be October 3rd.
So Thursday?
Good me.
We don't have to know the time.
No, it
But
would
we do
be,
have to-
it would be helpful for us to choose the date, and staff didn't want to choose that independently, so,
Okay.
so we're asking
Sure.
for that date. There seems to be personnel that will be available
What's the wishes of
for the
council?
session.
I'm just wondering if a weekend day might be a little better for for the residents to hold it on a weekend, like on a Saturday or?
I don't think we ever did that in
No?
the weekend for any of this stuff.
I would recommend that when we do have it, if there's any presentations, we can record it so that people who may have missed it, we can watch it anytime. That way. But regardless, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the October 3rd. So what's the wishes of council on that day?
I have no problem with October 3rd.
Okay. Motion by the deputy mayor, do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Can we already,
just
even though we
trying-
already discussed?
Well,
Go ahead, Hugh.
yes, thank you, Your Worship. I guess that's enough time to the regular elections on the 19th. Just want to give the people enough time, but I guess that's 2.5 weeks. I guess that's enough time. There's no stipulation in the time frame.
I think we do have to have a date chosen.
Yeah, I think so too. I thought maybe even earlier, but I guess it's good. As long as the time frame is good, it's fine.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Question?
Okay, question has been called. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, Terry, is there anything else on that item?
No, Your Worship.
All right, welcoming week 2024 for immigrants and refugees in Citizenship Canada. Okay, so right now there's tentative plans just to have another welcoming celebration at the community park. Usually we just help out by, with some, food and snacks, and certainly council's more than welcome to attend and support welcoming week. Yeah, so if anybody wants to volunteer, you can reach out to myself or you can reach out to Ricky from Y-Reach, and happy to have any help. If you did want to volunteer your time. That's pretty much it, just for information. Okay, so municipal affairs and housing code of conduct framework. Again, this is for council's information. Just a notice from Minister Moore in terms of the code of conduct that they will be working on post-election. Melissa, do you want to?
Well, maybe just a couple of things. So,
Sure, go ahead, Terry.
So the direction from the minister is that council is to have the approved policy in place, which has to follow very strictly with the format that's been provided by the province, and should be in place 60 days after the election. That framework is in place. Councilors, a returning officer has ensured that all candidates have been given a copy of the framework in their packages as well, so that they're aware of that. So it does follow that process, but it will be the new council that approves that. In the meantime, staff will be looking at the existing one and preparing drafts for consideration of council in the first session.
Right, so this code of conduct is for the elected officials during the elections. We follow the rules of the Elections Act. Not necessarily else. So just be after the election.
Well, in the framework, a complaint can come forward. If a complaint comes forward during the election, then the complaint is heard after the election.
Right, okay, got it.
But so you've been given copies of it, and you've seen what the details are.
Okay. Any questions on that? Okay, we will move on then to approved additions. I circulated a short project description that was sent by the Strait Area Chamber of Commerce. And it will be to work towards the establishment of a non-for-profit housing association to support potential housing projects in the Strait region. Request for support has been requested from the town of Hawkesbury, as well as the county of the municipality of Richmond. The ask coming forward is for $2,500 as a application partner. And I would ask at this time, council is interested in that request.
Yes, your worship. Support it.
Did you want to make a motion?
Is it up there?
No, because it was an addition.
So,
Well, we showed you afterwards.
it was so quick there, but anyhow, no, I support the contribution of $2,500 from the town of Port Hawkesbury towards the establishment of the not-for-profit housing.
Thank you. Okay, and I know there probably will be some discussion on it, but do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, and then over to you, Deputy Mayor. You have any discussion points you'd like?
Yes, through you, your worship.
Sure.
I would like to have it so when it's formed, the association to support the housing projects, that there's equal representation from Richmond County and the town of Port Hawkesbury. That's one thing I think should happen.
Sure. So would that be a recommendation going forward, or do you want to offer an amendment to the main motion? Not that I want to get into all that business, but we can go there if you like.
Well, we can approve the original motion and then I can make a
And then you
motion.
can, sounds good. We can deal with the main motion then. That's for your suggestion. Council?
Yes, Stuart, I'm just wondering if there's a rush on this. Is there a time frame for this?
Well, I think that they're wanting to put the application in, and of course, if it's the wishes of council to wait and put some more thought into it, or if you have questions you would like answered in advance, you can certainly move it forward to next month. It's completely up to council. I do acknowledge that we did get the request a little late. I thought I would bring it forward to see what the council's feelings were on it. Completely up to you, though, and the rest of council, of course.
Well, my thought is my same thought I had on a lot of things that we partner with other municipalities, is that, you know, for per capita cost, per capita, if you're paying the same with a municipality that's got $9,000 versus municipality's got $3,000, or a municipality that's got $15,000, and you're spending the same, I don't think it's fair to the smaller municipalities. So I just wanted to know if we could maybe just put a lot more thought on this, and maybe even this, if there's no rush to it, it may be something for the new council to look at.
Councillor Point?
Yeah, I do have a question. The question is, where did the $5,000 price tag come from? Like, how did they come up with $5,000?
I think it's part of the contributions, the contribution shared between the two municipalities. So looking.
Well, I know it's a contribution share between the two municipalities, but where did they come up with the number?
I'm not sure. Here.
Yeah, this application is very similar to the process we've gone through ourselves in identifying the town's needs. In that program, the work that we did in that strategic plan around housing will feed into this as well. But this is more geared to establishing a not-for-profit, which has always been the issue that we have even applying for funding. Without the not-for-profit, we can't go forward with applications. The 2,500 comes from $5,000, which is what's required to make up the 10% of the application. To my knowledge, it's the minimum that has to come forward from the municipalities. Thanks.
That's perfect. That's the answer I was looking for.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions or discussion?
I do think that we should move this forward as our council. We did the framework on this. We've been saying for a whole term that housing is a concern and a priority. And I do understand that housing is a provincial mandate. But with the time and effort that this council put into housing, I think that we should support this.
Are you calling the question?
I'll leave it for some more comments if there's any. Question.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Contrary minded.
Nay.
Motion is passed. Okay, and future meetings, we have committee of the whole for September 17th and followed by, sorry? Oh, I apologize. Yes.
I'll
Motion number
accept it.
2. I was like, head down, let's go.
Okay.
Go ahead, Deputy Mayor.
I'd like to put a motion forward that when they form the non-for-profit housing association, that it's represented equally with membership from either the county or the town.
Perfect. Okay, anybody wanting to second that?
Second, that's yours.
Okay, any discussion on the motion?
Question.
Okay, question has been called. All those in favor, please signify by saying
Aye.
Contrary minded? Okay, motion is approved. And there, I guess just to let council know, there is just a template letter, just signifying that support. If there's no issues with that, we'll just move forward with that. Okay. So our future meetings is the committee of the whole from is coming up on September 17th, followed by our public meeting on October 3rd. Did we want to talk about what we would like to do as a council for that committee of the whole meeting, since it's so close to the election?
Your worship, typically, from our records, the committee of whole in October is canceled or so it's very close to the election, so it's October.
Yeah, what is the wish as a council? What do you want to, like, I guess it would be, we should make a decision as to whether we're going to go forward with it or
The committee of the whole, you're saying, for September 17th,
No, for October.
public meeting for October.
No, committee of
No, so our public meeting on October 3rd, I'm just talking about the following
Oh, okay.
committee of the whole. that
That's
comes
not
after.
on here.
No, it's not. I just wanted to know what council's thoughts were on that.
Oh.
Is that too far?
That's too far away from me.
Okay, we can discuss it at our next committee of the whole and ratify it at our public meeting. It's in October 3rd.
October 3rd.
All right. We'll put a pin in that for Councilor McDougall.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, so at this time, we would like to open up the floor for anybody in the gallery or anybody participating online that may have any questions with regard to any of our agenda items. You're more than welcome to come up if you have any questions or if you'd like any clarity on any of the items that we discussed this evening. Do not be shy. Podium's there if you'd like to ask any questions. This is the time to do it. I'm trying not to look at you guys. And anybody online is also welcome to ask questions if they so wish. So hearing no questions, for question period, to ask for a motion of adjournment.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Contrary minded, meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Great night.
Thank you.